I told you 75. What did you tell me? It might be as high as 150,000 this year, I think. That's twice what I thought it was. Yeah, 150,000, which means we're now tripling. You don't agree with the idea that bad people love Bitcoin as a currency. Since dollars are used in 99% of illegal activities, why don't you feel the same way about them? Why? Because it's very useful. In the same way the car is very useful, you don't know you don't. It doesn't mean that other people don't see how useful Bitcoin is just because you don't. The place, even though Bitcoin ETF has been trading for over a month, people are still very excited about it. Eric Bolchunas, a senior analyst at Bloomberg ETF, said earlier this week that VanEck, HODL, and Wisdom Tree's BTCW Bitcoin ETFs were seeing very strange volume activity. The Post says that the trading volume for both Bitcoin ETFs went through huge jumps that were much bigger than what had been seen in the previous trading sessions for both products. Here is the Post HODL going crazy today with $258 million in volume, which is 14 times its daily average. It's not just one big investor, which would make sense, but 32,000 separate trades, which is 60 times its average. Both are sure that the most popular cryptocurrency will reach new highs before the end of the year. Tom also thinks that the cycle will peak at $150,000 per coin, but well-known Bitcoin supporters aren't the only ones making bullish predictions and standing up for Bitcoin these days. Joe Kernan and Andrew Sorkin, hosts of CNBC's Tom Lee Show, have an interesting argument about Bitcoin during the interview. You can watch clips from Novogratz and Lee's interviews below. If you like the video, please subscribe to the channel and make sure you watch all the way to the end so you don't miss any of the action. Thanks and have fun. In both our stocks and crypto, we've come a long way very quickly. It seems almost too easy, doesn't it? Almost every day we've gone up. That being said, it wouldn't surprise me if there was some consolidation, right? Trees don't get very tall, but I think the most important thing is that we've now opened up the institutional, really the RIA community, right? Brokers are in charge of $45 trillion in wealth. The baby boomers in America have most of the country's wealth, and now they can easily access Bitcoin for the first time. You can see this in the huge growth of the ETF complex in a very short time, and I don't think that's going to stop, right? We got $135 million last night. Before that, we got $400 million, $400 million, and $350 million. You remember that Paul Tudor Jones taught me early in my career that prices are set on the edge. That's why prices go up when there are more buyers than sellers. I also see a pattern here. These people are also hodlers, right? These are the guys who are buying, they're setting it aside to hold on to. They're not business people. I think that the ETF buyers who come through these RIA channels are taking supply off the market. I still think Bitcoin will be worth a lot more by the end of the year. In any case, could we stay put around here for a while? Yes, we could. Today, how many advisors can actually say that Bitcoin is a good product? In 6 months, how many will be able to say that? I'm not sure, but I think it will at least double in 6 months. How about that? There are big channels that aren't on yet, but we know they will be, right? We're having talks with them. This is going to happen because these are the big platforms. Why? Since angry customers are calling them to complain and say, we want to buy Bitcoin with you. That's why the guys who get paid to sell things are yelling at their bosses. That's why I'm sure it will happen. It's not likely to happen, but it could. It's going to happen. It needs time. In general, these groups are very conservative. And 18 months ago, crypto scared everyone to death, which is why there is still scar tissue. The fact that the US has approved a Bitcoin ETF is surprising, since it's still hard for many crypto companies to get banking services in the US. Tell me about the bad thing about Bitcoin. What would come to your mind? About $45,000 to $42,000, I guess. How would you get there? It could be a problem with the rules. The market might have gotten too long, which scares people. Even though I don't think that's likely, we did break out. If you look at the chart, you can see that we did break out from 45. So it's common in markets to push through where you broke out from. For some reason, making money shouldn't be so easy. You need to be scared sometimes. And that's what's so great about the real Bitcoin community base. It's like they just deal with it and buy more. Really, people have a lot of beliefs about this asset. I wouldn't be surprised if we missed something. It's hard to tell what the price will be when markets get new buyers and start to break out. I do believe that we will test the old highs soon. And when you take out $69,000, you don't always make it the first time. You'll be mad after touching them and going all the way back. It goes back up in value after you didn't sell it. But if you break $69,000, it could be worth $150,000, right? $125,000. People think that Novogratz will be bullish on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. He has been a Bitcoin bull for a long time. But Joe Kernan's positive view of Bitcoin is a welcome change. He grilled Gary Gensler, the chair of the SEC, about his bias against Bitcoin just last week. The head of the CC keeps saying that Bitcoin is only important because criminals and people who launder money love it. Sorkin tries to use the same lines to argue against Bitcoin in the interview with Tom Lee, but Kernan checks him right away. You can watch parts of the interview here. $75. What did you tell me? It might be as much as $150,000 this year. I think that's twice what I thought it was. $150,000, which means we're tripling now. You're right, because the ETF is making demand rise and the halving is making supply fall. And if monetary policy loosens, which we think will happen, risk assets will do well and Bitcoin will hold up. That's another reason why I don't think the drawdown will start anytime soon. In other words, Bitcoin has been going up for a few weeks now. Sound money is being used, and I think it's helpful. And what? How is it being useful? Oh, if you're an investor right now, it's very helpful. It has been a great store value. Yes, there's been good risk in it. In addition, it's very safe. You know, since the beginning of the blockchain, there hasn't been a single fake entry. I don't think any bank can say that about their PL and accounting. You should know that 6% of bank transactions are questionable. Not a penny on Bitcoin. How did you go through the list of really bad illegal things that people do? It looks like people there really love Bitcoin. What does that mean about this? Pirates were the first people who liked gold, though. We knew gold was a good thing to keep. But I think it's just as important to note that the dollar is used for more illegal things. In this case, I agree with Gary Gensler's description of what happened. In terms of money, a car is very valuable to society. There's a handy case, yes, but what makes it important to you? One could argue that a strong Tylenol has some use. In the history of the world, though, right, since dollars were used in 99% of illegal activities, why don't you feel the same way about dollars instead of Bitcoin? Because it's very useful, just like the car is very useful. You don't. That's not true. Just because you don't see how useful Bitcoin is doesn't mean that other people don't. At this point, the only people who value that, that's not true. It's not true. It's not nice to me because I'm using it for ransomware. It's useful because it's a store value. It's not something I like. Do you see it as a store value or a? You can store it, not trade it. That does go up. Yes, it would stay at the same price if it had a store value. No, gold cost $300, for example. Not long ago, it cost $2,000 now. The price changes all the time. As more money is printed, it goes up. Why does Tom just stand there while the interviewers talk back and forth? That's very interesting. But their fight shouldn't take away from Tom's optimism. The things he says could help Bitcoin reach new all-time highs and even higher in 2024. Tom tells us 3 times. The first is that Bitcoin ETFs will start buying Bitcoin off the market, which will make more people want to buy the top cryptocurrency. The second reason is the halving of Bitcoin in 2024, which he says will cause a huge supply shock and lower the Bitcoin block reward from 6.25 Bitcoin to 3.125 Bitcoin. Tom's third reason is that rates will soon be lowered by the US Federal Reserve, which will be great for risky assets like Bitcoin. Have you thought about what Mike and Tom said about Bitcoin's future? Leave your thoughts and comments below, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you're set up to receive post notifications for more videos like this. Thank you for watching.